Afternoon, folks, and I'm Bob, and welcome back to Bob's Outdoors Engineering Adventures. And this is going to be a follow-up to my 8 3/4 axle seal repair. And seems after about 3 years, at some point the seal started leaking a little bit again, so I've got some dampness on the outside of the wheel. So you can see those marks on the tires where the fluid's been dripping out. See, the rim's a little bit damp. It's not bad. It kind of smells like axle grease, so I'm assuming that's what it is, but until I take that until I take this drum off, we won't really know. But I got me this fancy tripod here, so it'll make my life a little easier and get a better shots of what the heck I'm doing. It's only about 93 to 95 degrees out today, so I'm probably gonna have to take a few breaks. You can see I can smell it's not going to be brake, it's going to be axle, because I can smell the fluid. The brakes are loose enough, should come off without too much of a fight. I drive it on a regular basis, so hopefully well, it was moving. There it goes. I really don't want to screw up the brakes on it. Well, okay, I guess I'm going to have to get a little bit of a pry bar. I didn't bring anything with me, of course. Be right back. You know, if you're working on an older vehicle in a field, or I know, I watch these guys that do these first run things, they have these special pullers. I'm hoping I don't need to hammer on this one. It's almost loose. Come on, baby. Lord. Must have had the brakes adjusted well. Oh boy, it seems to be binding up on the back side here a little bit for some reason. There we go. Sometimes it's just finesse, not beat the heck out of it. And well, yeah, she's looks like she's been leaking for a bit. There's grease everywhere. So alright, so the package I was hoping would arrive just arrived from the jungle store, and which is the seal. So I've already got 4 of the bolts that hold on the axle seal, and now I see that it looks like it might rain, so I need to get moving on this. So what you do is use this hole and you got to spin it to line up. Hello. Alright, back again. That was my neighbor. She came over to check on me to make sure I wasn't squashed underneath the car. So basically I turn this to where this is going to match up to the next bolt, and we're almost there. It's kind of hard to turn because I still got the tire on the other side, so it's about right there. Stick this in there. It's 14 millimeter 9/16. This is the 5th bolt. There's 5 bolts, and so after this I should be able to pull the axle out and hopefully we can see why this started leaking. I know it's going to be a big mess because there's fluid and everything else. So let me back this up. And the jungle store showed up. Great timing with the seal. So we're going to take a look at, let me back this up a little bit. Alright. Yeah, should just pull right out. So you want to lift up on it. I don't know if you want to try and save your seal or not, but well, there she is there. It seems like looks like all the grease is gone, and so, I don't know if you can see what we've got here. Definitely the dope got into the where the wheel bearing grease was, because you can see there's axle grease in there, and there's the seal, and gonna have to clean it out, and you can't really see. The jungle store showed up just in time, and I bought the National brand this time. That's a different brand that's in there. I wanted to see if there was any difference. So I've got this seal, and I'm gonna go get the other one that's in there now. So this is the one that's in there now, and it's the one I just got, and they appear to be the same size, and this new seal sealing, it's really hard to gauge. They're very similar. They both have a spring on the inside. So that one didn't work well, so I'm going to try the other brand. And you know, my previous video I didn't have this nice stand, so looks like I got 2 bars on my battery, so I wasn't able to film a lot of this stuff. So probably should clean that out a little better back there, but looks like I ran out of fluid. I sprayed it all over the place. I'll have to go get some. It's in the basement. Okay, alright, so before I didn't really show how I pulled the old seal out, and you know, you can see now that you can see you know, inside here pretty good. I may have not filmed this very well the last time we're going. That's why I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again because it was leaking, and I'm doing it again because I guess I could have just cleaned it out and just put it all back together, but maybe put a little this rag is just absolutely saturated. I could have just put a little, it doesn't look like, you know, there's a little bit of fluid in there, but there's certainly not as much as there should be. I probably should drain it and redo it. I mean, you could, I was going to try and take a marker and put some marks in there so I know where to put the seal back the next time. But the get this a little bit cleaner, a little drier. It'll probably get rubbed off once I, but I was gonna see if you know, marking it, put a mark in here. That way, when I take the other seal out, don't really need it on the top. I don't know if that marker will come off or not. Maybe there'll be enough left that, you know, I'll be able to see. I know it's 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch past this first step here. I think you can probably knock it all the way to the second step, but you'll see it here in a minute. Let me go ahead and knock the seal out. Hopefully you can see. Alright, so basically I'm just gonna crudely, I'm gonna have to move the stand over a little bit. So basically, if you hit the seal on the bottom, usually the top starts coming out. And it has. It's going to keep going. There it goes. That's what they do. They spin. Now they have a seal puller. You can, you know, you can buy all that fancy stuff. But you know, I don't have one of those. This works just as well. And what I'm going to do is can't see what I'm doing right now. Basically just going to push the seal back into place, because I'm going to use this seal on my tool, on the tool that I made. Make the surface area a little bit wider. Alright, there we go. Alright, now, so a little bit of crap came out. I kind of don't want to wipe off my marks, but so you guys can, they're kind of still there. There was some soupy crap that came out. The marks are still there. You can see that second indentation, and it's probably pretty close to the seal going all the way in there, but based on where it was riding out here, it was Looks like it was in just about the right spot. I don't know. I don't really know why it would have stopped performing, because there's nothing wrong with it. So, all right. Well, so that's what came out of it. You can see the marks on there from where I marked it, and I kind of flattened it back because I'm going to use my tool that I made, and I'm going to put the other one in. In the other video, this is the tool I made to push the seal in with, and I'm going to use this seal, maybe put it on here like this, because it was needed to be just the tool needed to be just a little bit bigger. As you can see, it's a little bit small. So basically all you do, somebody was asking me, you know, does the seal go in by itself? And no, it doesn't. You just gotta kind of get it started correctly. Try not to have it, you know, because it is, you know, it is slightly tapered, you know, on the edge. So you can get it. See, it doesn't really want to go in that well. I guess I could move this gasket out of the way. It's not much of a gasket anymore, but I guess I need to clean that off at some point. This way right there. Let's see, what was I going to do? Just going to these will go all the way. That's backwards. I think these are self-locking from the factory, and looks like they've been taken off a couple times, and because they don't lock all that well. I'm going to put one back on just to hold the plate from bouncing around too much when I'm beating on it. That's good enough. Alright, so we've got our seal, and it's, like I said, you just kind of want to not get it too far. That's about right there. I'm going to take my tool, put the other seal on it so it's wider. And I'm going to try and knock this baby in. Let's see. Okay, there you go. You see, it's already gone in, and it looks pretty square. So I'm going to keep going. Now, once it gets to a certain point, I'm going to have to take that seal off, because it would be like pushing two seals in, and that's not going to happen. So we're going to line this up. You can hear that when it hits solid like that. That's the seal going in. Just checking it as I go. As you can see, I'm getting close. And almost felt like it bottomed out, but you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not. If you can see those blue marks. You can see that. That's the blue mark I put on there. And that's the blue mark I put on that side. So, looks like maybe if I can tap it on the top side a little bit and see if it'll go in. It looks like it's pretty close to being there. Let's see. Move this, sorry, I'm gonna have to move the camera. There we go. Felt it that time. Yep. Good there. And I made a line on the top. Just for kicks and giggles. And looks good there. Alright folks. And got everything ready to go as much as I can. One thing that I did notice, and I'm going to try this, and you'll have to maybe do some more research on it, but because I'm here and you know I'm not waiting, I need to get this put back together, at least for now. I did notice this line right in here, and I did notice a little bit of scoring, and there was a little bit of scoring on the race, the bearing race. It almost looked like maybe the bearing had been, the race had been turning, which you know comes out quite easy. Maybe it's made to do that, but I never any of the bearings that I've ever messed with, whether it be wheel bearings or diff bearings or pinion bearings, the race is never a good thing to have spin. So I put a little blue Loctite and even just a little few dabs of black silicone on the race, so as it goes in, maybe it'll seal it, maybe it'll do nothing, I don't know. I'm gonna try it. If my freaking bearing burns up, I guess I know it went bad, but if it doesn't, I'll let you know. But I did put a little bit stuff on there to see if that could keep the race from spinning. Loctite would be better, but I had some blue Loctite. But and I've got the axle mounted to the drum like I did on the last video, so I could put it in here easily without, you know, trying to put too much pressure on the seal. But we'll see how that works out again this time. I'm trying to hold up on it and not push against the bottom of the seal. As I attempt to get this lined back up properly, if that's at all possible. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it right. Okay, there we go. There. It's not all the way seated. I keep forgetting these lug nuts are reverse threads. Starting to get a little tired. It's getting towards the end of the day. I kind of once again started this project a little bit late. It looked like it was going to rain, so alright. It's not quite all the way seated just yet. And For some reason, we are not. We're not seating for some reason. Don't ask me why. Got the holes lined up. Took all the bolts off. And doesn't appear that anything's in the way. Okay. Yep. Looks. I don't know. This should be. For some reason the splines aren't lining up. Both the other times went right in. Okay. Well, for some reason it's not lining itself up, so let's spin it a little bit. Of course, now I've got the. Now I don't have the axle on it, the drum, so it's harder to pick up. Well, okay. Well, for some reason it doesn't want to seat all the way, and I'm not sure why. So I don't have that much battery left on the video, so let me. Last time it just went right in, and this time it doesn't feel like it wants to go right in. And it really should go right in, so not sure what's going on. So let me cut this video off because I'm gonna have to check a few things, and I barely got one bar left. All right, well, I guess I shouldn't have cut the camera off, because as soon as I pulled it out one time and spun it a little bit, pushed it back in, it just dropped right in place. So you know, if you're having problems getting it to seat, just pull it out and push it back in, and that should do it. So yeah, now all that's left to do is put the bolts back in place, tighten them down, and I'm sure there's a torque specification. These being like a 5/16 bolts, probably somewhere around 35 to 40 foot-pounds. You definitely don't want to snap them off. They do have locking. These nuts were had been peened on the end, and they were locking. At one point in time, they were locking nuts, but they have been going on and off fairly easy. You can feel a little bit of resistance in them, but definitely not when they were put on the first time from the factory. So hopefully, you know, if there was any questions about, you know, the first video, hopefully this clears them up. And I don't know, hopefully this seal does better. Or, you know, I'm not sure why that fluid leaked into there like that. There actually is a little bit of play in here, and that's probably that's too much play. That's probably part of the reason, because you can see there is a little bit of up and down movement. So my yeah, this that's too much play.